Wow. Hello everybody. Welcome back to another Jollymun Podcast. This is episode 25 on the 6th of May 2020. It is 2:33 p.m. and we're going to have a great time. The sun is shining. I can't see any clouds, but there's probably one up there somewhere. It's blue and it's been another day of quarantine, another day of waking up slowly. You know, it's the kind of thing now. I've been awake for 3 hours, and I see the time, and then that's how I know I've been awake for 3 hours. And all I've done is put some toast in a toaster and fried an egg. But at the same time, I still feel accomplished because everyone else is chilled out, and it's all just grinding over, mulching over itself. It's kind of what we're doing. You ever seen a sheep eat grass? And it's just kind of chugging, just kind of like chewing, and it moves around. His mouth kind of like goes side to side, up and down, chewing. That's kind of what like people are doing at the moment. I think we're just kind of hazily looking into the future, and our jaws are just chewing. But yeah, it's been a good time. I've been trying to get myself, because obviously I'm stuck inside, so I might as well try and make my house and things to do inside my house quite exciting. So I thought I'd go down to like the most boring things and try and liven them up. So showers tend to be, they're. I think most people, when we consider showers, it's more of like a practical event. It's a functional thing. I have XYZ on my body, and I wouldn't like XYZ on my body. Therefore, I stand in the shower, I press a button, and somehow, even though I'm in a house made out of bricks, this water comes out and it's hot. It's kind of mind blowing as it is. And yeah, to get clean. So I've decided I've been having cold showers for the last 2 weeks, and it's fun. Because it kind of turns you into like a child, and it kind of makes you really enthusiastic and like excited. Like usually when you stand in the shower, you put your foot in the bath, you make sure you're not going to slip, maybe find your balance, find your zen, and put more weight into the foot you've put on into the bath, and you're in. It's done. Just standing in the shower, it's hot. But like when you're going into a cold shower, you've got to dance around a bit. You've got to flap. That's what I do. I flap. I rub my arms and I breathe. I go. And I appreciate you breathe normally, but when you go into a hot shower, I really breathe. It's really fun. It's really enjoyable. And you come out and everything, like you put your shirt on and you come out of the cold shower after you dried off, and your shirt kind of hugs you. And because the world feels warmer than it did before, you just kind of feel like you're getting a free hug. A little bit may sound a little bit tragic, but I promise you it comes from like a good place. But as a species, I feel like it'd be cool if we had more like, and our bodies adapted more to a hot or cold environment than it does in like the short term. So I guess your hair stands up. What else? There's obviously the old joke about you shrink up, but I think it'd be cool if something else like, let's see, the one that I've been thinking about is I think it'd be really cool if when you get in cold water, how a belly button is a hole, if it like inverted and it started like coming out forward, so that, let's say, I know Darwin is probably questioning me right now, but if we put this in an evolutionary context, imagine you've fallen face first into icy water and it's a foot deep, and then slowly your belly button grows and grows and grows. It pokes further and further out until it's like a foot and 2 inches or whatever, and now it's poking you off the bottom of the sea and you can breathe. Maybe that's where the future of mankind is. But I think we're going to... Actually, no, it's not. Because if you think about it, the people keep eating McDonald's and people keep opening plastic bottles and drinking them and then putting them in bins. And then what happens there is that the sea heats up. It's kind of, cause and effect. Butterfly effect. It's just down the line, the ocean warms up. So we're not really going to have an opportunity to grow our belly buttons like I'd implied. What a shame. Still, it's just a bit of a laugh. It makes your head's cold. For example, yesterday I had a cold shower and then I went for a walk with a friend. But a friend that I go for walks with. So don't worry, I've been seeing him for a long time. It wasn't a new person. But my mouth was kind of frozen up, so I kind of talked like I was drunk, or I haven't been drunk, but just like a slur. Imagine a baby's talking. It's kind of like that. A little bit silly. I think I'm kind of doing it now because I had a cold shower just now, which is awful because I'm already pretty damn incoherent on the podcast and in general conversation. I think it's because when I was younger I had a stutter, and I think when I had a stutter if I was going to say, I could never say, I think I've said this before on the podcast, but I couldn't say ball. So I'd like back up all my words and try and force them out. And then it's like, imagine you got a blockage in like a tube, and it's like piling up, and you can't say it. And then suddenly you remove the dam, and it's just like, I think that's kind of what my conversation is like, or the way I speak. Anyway, I'm sure I've said that before, so I'm not going to bore you with it again. I can hear you questioning why, if there have been any benefits of having a cold shower. Good question there, just from the second viewer. Yeah, it was a good question. My skin may be less dry. I mean, it's one of those things where people, because I've got quite a good skin, I'm kind of blessed. I don't know if it's blessed or genetics or my lifestyle, my diet, whatever. Maybe it's because I don't. If I did too many handstands, my skin would go bad, but I don't. And I just find the way people think about their skin, people in skincare, kind of blows my mind, because people question how I have good skin or how other people have good skin, but I don't really do anything to it. But people who worry about their skin, they go home, okay, they're like, oh man, I need to do my skin routine. Then they go to a sink, they put really hot water, they rub this really hot water over their skin, then they rub chemicals all over this hot water skin, right? So they're rubbing chemicals in the skin, and then they rub it again with hot water, like, good, now my skin's clean, right? Then, they're touching their skin. God, it feels quite dry, I have just washed it, so it's quite dry. Okay, basically skin's not doing too good. So then they go over to their vat or like tub of chemicals again called moisturizer, and they rub that on their skin. So to undry it, or you could just not do anything to your skin in the first place, and then not have to ruin it and then fix it again. I just don't. I don't know, how can you expect to rub chemicals on your skin and expect it not to be sensitive? It's like what we do to the Middle East. We go over there, we drop loads of bombs on it, makes it it's all really dry and awful, and it's really unkind of us, really. And then we just go, oh man, you know what, people of the public, we need your help. We need to drop water bottles and mini packs of biscuits on the Syrians and people to give to the children who don't have shelters because we blew them off. Like it's just mind blowing. But I mean, of course, the war is a little bit more substantial than the person who's got a dry face in quarantine who isn't going to see anyone anyway. Yeah, I don't really understand cosmetic things. I think the amount of there's actually, no, it can be quite nice, I suppose. It can all be quite friendly. You see somebody, you're in your Tesco's and they're weighing up which skin product to get, and they're, oh, this one's got aloe vera oil, and this one's got coconut infusion, and then they're like, oh, I don't know what either of those things are. I don't really know what infusion means either, but they wouldn't have put it on the front if it was bad. And then they go for the cocoa butter. I mean, I got some embarrassing stories when I was younger, because I went to this Christian primary school, and there was like a big there was more black people at the school than white people, and they, because I don't know if it's their skin or whatever, but they use more like coconut oil and things on their skin. Like I was like one of the there's only like 2 white kids, 4 in the year, and I put loads of cocoa butter on my skin because I thought that's what you did, and I just had this shiny ass fucking face walking about the playground looking like a muppet, white kid, big forehead, shining out like a goddamn solar panel. I appreciate solar panels don't shine, but they may be reflective. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I didn't really have a great time, but I think you learn so much from those it's kind of hilarious in a way as well. I didn't do too bad though, I'm doing pretty well at the moment, although of course I was walking around with cocoa butter smothered on my arms and face when I was younger, but I've really nailed it at the moment. I'm going to go litter picking later, email to Hackney Council, hello Hackney Council, can I have some litter picking equipment, because there's litter and I'm happy to pick it. And they said yep. So I met them, and then they gave me my litter picking equipment, and me and my friend went around collecting litter. We've got 2 bags. Well, we got 1 bag, and then we emptied it in a bin, and then we filled it up again because we didn't want to carry around a really heavy bag. It's pretty fun. All the families go by. look at that young man. And this is what they say to their kid, of course. They don't say this to each other. They go, look, that man's being really kind and he's picking up our litter. And it's like, yeah, that's very kind of you to say. But the kid doesn't really give a fuck. It's trying to work out how to pedal its bike. It takes a lot of cognition at that stage to pedal the bike. But it's cool. They're supporting me. Even if it is kind of through another person. No, it's nice. You get, people. Even in quarantine, people still running by having a laugh. Because I was with my friend and I was doing all the litter picking, you see. And my friend was standing next to me. And they were like, well done, you two. And I was like, no. You're missing it. It's me. I'm doing it. And then they laughed. And then the next time they ran past, because they were doing loops. And that's what people do nowadays. They run in loops and go to where they were just 10 minutes ago. And then they do it again and again and again and again. Then they come home and they high-five their children and eat avocado on toast. But this time... and then the next time she ran past, my friend was doing it and I was doing nothing, and then she was like, oh, look at his nephew, and we were like, yeah, haha, but in like a really friendly, non-sarcastic way, so it may have come across just then. That's how we do. I wrote another poem. I've kind of, man, it's annoying. I think it was quite nice, but one of the lines isn't quite right, but I've thought of a better way of doing it now, but I've already posted it. On my Instagram, I just post them on my stories. I don't do it on my main page, because no one really gives a fuck. Yeah, it's a really nice thing to do. I find it's quite. I was reading Kurt Vonnegut, I think it's Timequake, and he was saying how books, they kind of write themselves. Like, you put your pen to paper, and it sort of does its own thing. And I've kind of experienced that myself. I may have an idea about like a topic for a poem, but then once I start writing it, it's very. And then I showed my friend this poem, and he said it's very sad. Like, it's quite a sad poem, but it wasn't my intention at all. I just wanted to write a poem. But it really, this is the kind of nature of how you feel, or the nature of how this topic should be expressed to you. It's almost very out of your control. It kind of just happens. It's really cool. I don't know how much subconscious, how that happens. It's probably got something to do with the kind of current mood you're in, I suppose. I guess that's the beauty of art, is that you can have people who've seen the same things and just have a completely different way of expressing it. I think I'm creative, but I wouldn't say I'm an artist. I don't think I'm quite refined enough to be like an artist. It's very, my stuff's all kind of bang. Like, it's I just do it for fun, really. I've realised recently, fun is such a great principle to have. Like, doing things because they're fun. You cannot, unless it's something awful, like, I don't know, reversing lorries into people. Like, that's not very nice. I don't think fun can trump that. But when it's like, oh, why don't I just do a cartwheel? Huh? Because it's fun. It's great. Why don't I just have a cold shower? That's just fun. It really gets something out of you. That's the thing. Because I was looking at children, and they just like hop about, and they just like poke their feet, and they're like, there's a foot in my boot, right? Maybe that's not quite what they say, but that kind of attitude seems so much more like you're alive than, oh yeah, I've got a stone in my shoe. Actually, can we stop at the next bench so I can? Yeah, thank you. Then you undo your laces. Like, I feel like laces would be so redundant if laces are actually a prime example of when fashion trumps practicality. Velcro is super. If we were blind, or everyone, Velcro would be far superior. But we've got eyes, and also people like to have sex, and you can't have sex if you've got Velcros on. It's just, imagine you're getting into the moment. You just come in from a walk, bang on the bed. You've got to take your Velcros off. Really put a fork in it. And then not only would it would be there's one person's shoe, and then maybe you're trying to be all nice, so you do the other person's shoe. There's four. Man, I think you could get away with 3, but 4 is really over the edge. That's 4 snaps out of it, It's like, if you drive a car fast over bumps, then you're fine. But wait. I don't know. Maybe ignore everything. Anyway, everybody, this podcast, I've been a bit slow. I think the cold showers slow my face down a bit, but my brain's still going. And it was really lovely to have you, and I hope you have a great week. I'm going to do one a week from now on. I've been doing about 2, but then I've started to do a couple more, like for example the egg video I posted, and just like a little bit other forms of expression rather than just podcasts I've been focusing on. So yeah, I hope you all have a great time, and I love you all, and goodbye.